It's another cold but beautifully sunny day today, and this week we've continued work on the pub, and it's been all about paint, paneling, and the hunt for the original window trim for the windows in the pub. They were stored up in the attic a long time ago when we took them off for the renovation, and this week I have been searching in a huge pile to find them. So you'll have to join me as I go up into the attic to go looking. And we also share some of our inspiration behind our Intimately Yours micro weddings that we are really excited to be, we released last week, and they will be happening in August. But I'm gonna share with you some behind the scenes inspiration of how I'm preparing for those weddings today. And don't forget, if you're enjoying our videos, make sure you hit subscribe on our Ladysmith Manor Diaries YouTube channel to ensure you're the first to see all our videos. But first, let me show you what we've been up to this week. We finished our wood filling on the paneling, so it is now time to get the paint out. And we just picked up another tin of our Hague Blue paint. And I'm going to start now painting the paneling and doing some touch-ups on the walls as well. I have to admit, this is probably one of my favourite paint colours in the Manor. This really rich, deep blue, and I'm excited now to see what my paneling will look like with it all painted. It's definitely going to need 2 coats, so I'm just doing the edges with my paintbrush, and then I'll get the roller out to do the main pieces of the paneling. So I've just finished the second coat on our paneling wall, and I have to admit, I am so thrilled with how it looks. And it really has changed it radically from just around the corner. You can see that before we painted it, as Stephen says, it kind of looks colonial. And now we put the blue on, it really looks much more like a pub, which is very much the paneling I was going for. Now the next job that we have been working on is getting our shelf. Now we're planning on putting a shelf right at the top here of our paneling, so we can put pictures and pubbish knickknacks. Well, knickknacks is probably not the best word for it. And so Stephen's cut me this piece of wood. We've got this, we picked up some wood from Home Depot. So he's cut this for the corner, and I'm going to show you what the idea. So it's going to look something like that. So the shelf will be on the top. We're actually going to he's going to router an edge to it, which is going to be really, really nice. And it's going to obviously be painted blue. It's not going to stay in the wood that it is now. So it'll all tie into the paneling, so it'll kind of look like it was made together. But this is going to go all the way around the pub on the edges of the paneling. But I'm actually really, really pleased with how it looks. This is the first time I've actually seen it, because in my head I've kind of known the vision. But and we've had the wood, but now we've got this paneling painted. I can kind of see what it's going to look like, and I think it's going to be fantastic. Before we can paint the rest of the paneling, we need to fill all the holes that were made when we put the paneling up. And so Stephen today is meticulously going round and filling all the little holes and gaps that will all be sanded, and then the rest of the room will be ready for the blue paint. We had planned on continuing work on our benches, and the next step is to do sanding. But it is so cold outside that we have decided that it's going to have to wait for another day, because Stephen is not too keen about getting his hands completely frozen. Each of our beautiful sash windows here in the pub has an original piece from the top, very, very top of the window. And they were all taken off when we did the renovation work, or when we started the renovation work, and they're all upstairs in the attic. Now the trick now is, I've got to go hunting to find them, because we're going to put them back on. We're going to paint them and put them back on. So Stephen is just measuring the window. So what's the size?
43.
43?
Yeah.
So I've got to go upstairs and find the pieces in the attic that are 43. and bring them down to get painted. So I'm just heading up to the attic to see if I can find these pieces for the windows. And I know they're up there, and I know they're in a really large pile up there, so I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to find them. So these are the top pieces that go on the top of our windows. And when we take them off, we try to mark them. So you can see here, this one says wood, so that's the woodland suite. The problem is they're so buried that I've got to dig through to try and find them and then check that they're the right size. So this one I just measured is 40.5 inches. So I think that will work for our door, but I still need to find the 5 pieces that will go above the windows. So I found the tops of the window trims. I found enough for all the windows and the door in the pub. And I am now painting it trim color. Now, we're actually using this really, really lovely, it's actually a black, but when you open the tin, it actually looks dark, dark blue. And I actually found it was a Benjamin Moore Heritage paint color, and it's actually the paint color we used on our front door. And I think it's going to be perfect. We really wanted to keep that kind of dark tones in the pub. We've got the dark walls, and we wanted the trim to really be dark, so it kind of, the gold around the crown molding and the detail we've got there really pops. And so this seems kind of the perfect blue-black, I guess. So we're going to do all the tops of the windows, the trims around the windows will be in this lovely, lovely black. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like, again, once we have it all up, because we have the blue up and it's looking fantastic, and I think these details are really going to add something special. I'm just working on some of my plans for our Intimately Yours weddings that are going to be happening in August. Now, we released these last week, and we are so excited. It's going to be a very, very special day. There's going to be 4 couples. Each couple will get 2 hours here at the Manor. We will decorate the Manor and have the ceremony space and reception hour beautifully decorated with a vintage romance theme. And so we're gonna make it completely stress-free. We're gonna include everything. So we've included Charlie Fay, our photographer. We've included Marie-Eve Noland, who is our officiant. We've included beautiful handmade bouquets by Coastal Blooms Flower Farm, all using her flowers that she's growing locally. We are including a champagne toast, a cutting cake, everything you need to celebrate a beautiful day with a vintage romance theme for you, the couple, and 20 guests. And we're going to be doing this on August the 12th. So I thought I would give you a little bit of a behind the scenes sneak peek of some of my planning. So over the next few months, I will share with you how I'm putting it all together. But today, I thought I would share with you my inspiration board. Now, whenever I'm organizing any type of event, I love to put together an inspiration board, and it kind of gives me the colors and the ideas, and it really just sets the tone for the day. And so this is my vintage romance mood board, inspiration board, whatever way you want to call it. And the day is going to be filled with vintage pieces, beautiful flowers. I've got my vintage typewriter here. We've obviously got all the pieces in the Manor, so the furniture, the antique pieces, the suitcases, the really quirky, the little bar there. We're going to be putting together a fantastic vintage romance photo booth that can be used by the couple and all their guests as well. And I'm going to be using these really lovely greens and pinks, very soft, very romantic but with that vintage theme. And so this is the board that I'm using, and so all my design plans are coming from this, and I am so excited. I can't wait. I just love to be able to get creative and decorate and to create something really special. So I am so looking forward to it. So if you or anyone you know is interested in coming and joining us and getting married on the August the 12th as part of our Vintage Romance Intimately Yours wedding package, we would love to hear from you. So we already have some people who have contacted us and are interested. We only have 4 places, so they are going fast. So if you know anyone, let us know, because we'd love them to join us. And it's gonna be just I'm just so excited that we have the opportunity to partner with so many amazing vendors, and we're really, as always, focusing on local talent, local, the flowers, all the things that we're doing, we're going to try and do as locally as possible, and it's going to be a really special day. So I will be sharing more about how I'm planning and setting up and putting it together over the next few months. But for now, I'm going to get back to planning in my notebook, and I will see you back here next week for our next episode of the Ladies with Manor Diaries.